Alrighty guys, welcome back to some more Monkey Hero adventures. It's been a while, and we're picking up right where we left off, Sirensong Sea, heading to Kugane. Xenos kicked our butts and made everybody real sad in Ralger's Reach, and now we're heading over to Doma to try to help them liberate themselves and then, lend their aid to us. We were on the boat, and it was getting nasty, and here we are. Let's continue the story. There's Lise and everybody with us. All hands brace. Hello. And just like that, the first boss is down. Second boss. And we move on. That is what happens when a tank is shit. Doesn't do their job. Alrighty, what awaits us at the end? Oh, lovely.
Thank the 12!
Everything here would appear to be in order. Good. Repairs should be completed by the time we return to the Misery, whereupon we shall resume our journey without further delay.
I swear, if I never hear another ghost story, it will be too soon.
I remember the sea, the smell of the salt, and the crash of the waves. as we drew closer to Kugane. The only port open to outsiders in Hingashi, across the Ruby Sea from Offard, from Dome. All the colors of the rainbow, all the peoples of the world, all in one place. I wish you could have seen it.
Congratulations, you now stand in Kugane, the western port of Hingashi. Regrettably, the only port in this nation open to foreign trade. Oh, I do not apologize for the unforeseen difficulties which befell us during our journey. Needless to say, your assistance in overcoming them was much appreciated. Glad though I am I have arrived, I would remind you all that we are far from home, with limited resources at our disposal. Duly noted, brother. I shall take care not to enjoy myself. In any event, Doma is our final destination, and our first order of business should be to secure passage there. Captain Carvelian, I realize you pledged only to take us as far as Kugane, and I have no desire to change the terms of our agreement. I should, however, be interested to know how you would go about reaching Arthur, were you in our position. At the risk of stating the obvious, you are in a port. Surely there is a kind and generous soul here who will aid you for the right price. You cannot be the first traveler seeking passage to Doma. The captain makes a good point. 'Tis likely that Yugiri and Gosetsu were forced to come here from the self-same reasons we were. They must have found a way to Arthur, assuming they are not still in the city. Ere we seek passage, mayhap we should first seek our friends. Leave it to me, Alphino. Making friendly inquiries is my specialty, lest you forget. I got plenty of practice in Ishgard. Captain Caravelin, could you direct us to the nearest tavern? Desperate for a drink, are we? You may find one in that large building just beyond the pier. Whether your journeys have come to an end or are just to begin, the Shiokaze Hostelry is an ideal place to rest, relax, and reflect. Or so they say. And with that, my dear scions, I bid you farewell. As soon as we have replenished our supplies, we must away. Ours was a fast-moving business. The spice trade, you mean? But of course. Surely you do not think I traveled halfway around the world and delivered you to your destination solely out of the kindness of my heart. Perish the thought. Thank you, Captain. May the Navigator watch over you and keep you. Right then, to the hostelry. Hostelry, sorry. After you.
By the 12. I thought Ishgard remarkable, but this... We are certainly not in Eorzea anymore.
A tavern is a tavern, Alphino, here or anywhere else. Now, if you'll excuse me, it's time to do what I do best.
1,000 pardons, my lady. The signs of the 7th dawn, I presume. I hope your voyage was not too trying.
And you are?
Ah, yes, of course. Forgive me. Hancock of the East Aldenard Trading Company, at your service. On behalf of Chairman Lolorito, I bid you welcome to Kugane and invite you to take refreshments at our local offices.
Lolorito? I was aware his interests extended beyond the borders of Eorzea, but not so far as Kugane. Regardless, I am disinclined to accept the hospitality of grinning merchants, especially those who serve a master with whom we have such a difficult relationship.
My, such naked suspicion. I do hope that business with the Crystal Braves did not rob you of all faith in your fellow man. Or do you really think the chairman is plotting to drag you into another one of his grand schemes?
I beg your pardon? If you are trying to win my trust, you are failing quite spectacularly.
Oh dear, have I offended you? Once again, I must apologize. Too much time in the Far East, you see. One is compelled to talk in circles round everything here, and one finds oneself longing for the invigoratingly candid speech of the Uldan markets. Though I see now that this was neither the time nor the place to indulge said longing. Might I suggest that we continue this conversation at the company offices? Too many eyes and ears here, you understand. 'Twould be decidedly reckless to say any more.
If I may favor you with the invigorating candy you apparently crave, it would be decidedly reckless to follow a man I neither know nor trust. Give me one good reason why we should accept Lord Lolorito's invitation.
Now there's the young diplomat I was told to expect. Very well then, I shall explain. You understand that you are come to a most reclusive and secretive nation, yes? One whose borders are close to foreign trade save at this single port. Then it should come as no surprise that a great many parties have vested interests here. Merchants like myself are a given, of course, but for every one of us, you may be certain there is also an agent of a foreign government. Many notable nations and empires have embassies here, you know, including, of course, the Garlean Empire, with whom you have such a difficult relationship.
To paraphrase, Kugane is teeming with Imperial spies, one or several of whom could now be listening to our every word.
Something to that effect, yes. Beneath this veneer of bustling trade, a war for supremacy is being waged between world powers. One might say we were standing on the front lines, just not in public.
I still have my doubts, but he may have a point. I say we accept his invitation for now.
And you must be Monkey Hero, Slayer of Gods, Rider of Dragons, Savior of Ishgard, Stealer of Pants. Some of the more puzzling rumors are to be believed. I knew it. May I say what an honor and a pleasure it is to make your acquaintance, good sir. I just know you and I are going to get along famously. Now then, without further ado, allow me to escort you to the company offices. This being your first visit to our fair city, I shall make an effort to point out various landmarks along the way, if you would be so good as to follow me. Well, of course I will, but I got to attune first, fool. And I also need to talk to the Falcon Porter. Beautiful Kugane. See that little sightseeing log? Well, to get that, you have to climb all the way to the top of that thing and then jump off perfectly. We won't be doing that right now. Everyone, if I could have your attention, please. You are now standing in Tenkonto. Loosely translated, this means Spire of Drifting Souls, which, as some of you may have deduced, makes references to the Aetheryte which stands over yonder. The design is markedly different from those of Charlian, yet I trust its function is identical. A diplomat and a scholar. Will wonders never cease? Far Eastern Aetheryte technologies have long and storied tradition. I assure you, this particular example is constructed by the Onishishu, a collective of skills craftsmen, whose guard their ancestral techniques with the utmost secrecy. In short, you will find it no less reliable than its Western counterparts. Attune if you like. Beautiful though it may be, we cannot spend all day staring at the Aetheryte. Come, come, let us move along. The markets are next. We have arrived at the largest shopping district in Kugane, Kugane Dore. Kugane, as you doubtless unaware, is an ancient Hingan word for gold. So in this prosperous port where golden fortunes are made, lesser fortunes, or kogane, are earned by the local merchants. It's all quite logical once you learn the language. Now you're speaking my language. Oh, a kindred spirit. What a pleasure it is to meet a young lady who appreciates the value of hard-won coin. Hancock of the Eastern Aldner Trading Company. You are with clients today? Why, if it isn't Master Kaiten. Pray allow me to introduce you my esteemed guests, but recently come from distant Eorzea. This kind and generous soul supervises all transactions here in Kogane Dori. Your sincerity is ever appreciated. As he says, I am Kaiten of the Hakuchi clan, and it is my honor to serve as overseer of these markets. As we receive many foreign visitors to Kugane, we accept all manner of currencies. Rest assured, your Eorzean Guild are welcome here. I invite you to pursue our wares at your leisure. Arms, armor, foodstuffs, potables. Here you will find all of them and more. If we may pause here for a moment. This road leads to the Aijingai, the district in which Aijin, or foreigners, are permitted to reside. Would this also be where the foreign embassies are found, including that of a certain empire? Precisely. So you see, it would not at all be unusual to cross paths with one of our Garlean cousins here. With this in mind, I would encourage you to choose your words carefully. We would not want any physical altercations, after all, such spats being strictly forbidden. The Sekisagumi punish breaches of this peace quite severely. I have seen foreigners permanently exiled for a single violation, though, to be fair, this is not common. More often than not, they are executed on the spot. What? Cut down then and there? You're joking, right? Would that I were, but alas, these samurai are a humorless lot. Why, I recall one instance when a foreign merchant in his cups dared lay hands on a Hingan aristocrat in front of the Sekisagumi. The samurai cut him in half with a single stroke. Ugh, I don't even want to think about that. So as you see, it would behoove you to behave. Failing that, we may be forced to part ways with one another, or you with yourselves, in the manner of the late Teleji Ateleji. Oh, how I amuse myself. But we must carry on. I have yet to show you the Garlean consulate. This, as you may have surmised, is the consulate of you-know-who. Mark the guards at the gate, and are their uniforms not different from those you have seen in the West? Were you to travel far and wide, you would find that many such variations exist, often inspired by local designs, all of which goes to show that even a massive empire seeking to rule all of creation is not without its artisans. There is oh so much more I could speak of, the soothing waters of the onsen, the ephemeral delights of the pleasure district, but you are doubtless still weary from your long sea voyage. Let us retire to the company offices. At long last we have arrived at our destination. May I present you our humble offices? We have much to discuss, so I will refrain from further prattle. Come, right this way.
Our thaumaturgists took great pains to ward these walls against all manner of surveillance. Where business dealings are concerned, we do not compromise on confidentiality. You may avail yourselves of these offices for the duration of your visit. Come and go as you like, and know that you may speak freely here.
Your offer is most generous, but I will not enter into any agreement which would leave us beholden to you or your master.
A legitimate concern. Allow me to clarify then. The chairman bids you consider this as an expression of his heartfelt contrition for the bloody banquet and the unpleasantness which followed. Never having been one to put stock in words alone, the chairman deems the provision of material aid to be a more appropriate demonstration of his sincerity. By sheer coincidence, your purpose here also happens to coincide with our own interests. That is, assuming you are come to aid the Doman Liberation Front.
How could... I will not bother to offer a denial. You have the right of it. To be specific, we are come in search of our Far Eastern allies, Yugiri and Gosetsu, whom we hope to assist in their fight.
The Aori Shinobi and the Rugadan Samurai? Then you will be pleased to know that they have both come to Kugane.
Are you sure?
Quite. They came here aboard a company vessel, you see. However, they encountered difficulties securing passage across the Ruby Sea.
The Ruby Sea? Sorry, I've never been any good at geography.
Forgive me. This calls for a map. We are here in Kugane, the sole open port of Hingashi, situated on her western coast. Doma, meanwhile, is here on the eastern coast of Otherd in Yansha. Therefore, if your friends are to reach Doma, they must first cross the Ruby Sea. Alas, this is easier said than done, as the Ruby Sea does not fall within the dominion of either Hingashi or Doma, being controlled since antiquity by a third party, namely the Confederacy. Said maritime collective is known for the consummate skill of its sailors, and for demanding that any vessel entering its waters pay a toll referred to as the Ruby Tithe. In exchange, the Confederacy's vast fleet guarantees the safety of those who travel within its territory. Now, as I'm sure you are aware, Garlemald conquered Doma some 25 years past, at which time the Empire saw no value in controlling the Ruby Sea, and thus did they turn a blind eye to the activities of the Confederacy. The recently appointed acting Imperial Viceroy of Doma had other ideas, however. She has formally condemned the Confederacy and declared that any who recognize their authority shall be branded enemies of the Empire. Bowing to this pressure, Hingashi severed ties with these toll-takers and forbade the payment of the Ruby Tithe, prompting the Confederacy to make it known that any merchants choosing to sail the Ruby Sea would do so at their peril.
No wonder they struggled to secure passage to Doma. What captain would risk such a journey given the circumstances?
I am told your friends were not so easily deterred from their course, but I know not whether their persistence bore fruit.
I say we follow in Yugiri and Gosetsu's footsteps and attempt to secure passage to Doma for ourselves. We will need to cross the sea in any case, and we may learn something of their whereabouts in the process. And should we find that they are still in Kugane, we can make the journey together.
In that case, I have some information which may be of use to you. No quid pro quo, I assure you. The chairman was most insistent that I aid you to the best of my ability.
And though I'm reluctant to take any action whatsoever that may be construed as placing ourselves in Lord Lalarito's stead, we must avail ourselves of what means are available. Our Alamigan allies place their faith in us, and I do not intend to disappoint them. It would seem inefficient for all of us to venture out together in search of information on Yugiri and Gosetsu's whereabouts. Agreed? Agreed. We need to cast our wider net, split up and pursue all available avenues of inquiry. But if we are to coordinate our efforts effectively, we'll need to establish a working base of operations here. Indeed. Tataru would seem best suited for the task of organizing our supplies and procuring new ones. While she attends to that, we four can begin our search by questioning the individuals Hancock identified. Alize and I will take those in the southern districts of the city, and you two take those in the north. In anticipation of just such an eventuality, I took the liberty of preparing a few sketches of Yugiri and Gosetsu during our voyage. Wow. Ishtola warned me that you were a bit of an artist, but these are great. They'll definitely come in handy. Looks like it's you and me, Monkey. Let's step outside and talk about where to start. Wow, Alphino's sketches are so... I don't know how to put it, but they're very... well, see for yourself. You may view Alphino's sketches at any time during this quest by using the relevant item in the key items menu. Like this. It looks more like them than they do. Honestly, he can make a living doing this. Sorry. No time for distractions. And why don't we start by visiting Kakeru at the Onsen. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Right? Yep. Come one, come all. Burns, cuts, embarrassing rashes. There's naught that the mystical waters of the Bokesan hot springs cannot heal. Oh, what is that in your hand? You seek this Aura and this Rogadan, do you? 1,000 apologies, but I cannot help you. It is against our policy to divulge information regarding a patron's past or present. Please, we've come all the way from Eorzea to find our friends. We have our reputation to consider, miss. Men and women from all walks of life come here in search of rejuvenation, body and soul. They seek privacy and discretion, and we have ever honored their wishes. Only the Sekisagami may demand otherwise. I am sorry, but there is naught I can do. I suppose we'll just have to ask someone else then. What about that woman who runs the hostelry? Kurakaze, was it? Hostelry. I keep saying hostelry. Hostelry. Might as well go and open the hunts while we got them. Alrighty, all the hunts are now open. Oh, almost. I can't do it yet because I gotta... Oh, hold on. Welcome, traveler. Can I interest you in some rice wine? Exceptional quality, delivered it the other day. Ah, an Aro shinobi and Rogadan samurai. If I may, I would answer your question with some few of my own. If I speak to you of which I know, Aijin, be not offended. You are familiar with the situation in the lands across the Ruby Sea. the doomed rebellion after 2.5 decades of quiet. I see. And you are familiar with the ways of Hingashi, how we elect to stand apart and support no cause but our own. Indifferent and callous, some may call us, but pragmatism is essential if a humble island nation such as ours is to survive. But we are not fools. Complete isolation is impractical, and so Kugane is open to Aijin. We are equally hospitable to all. Or, if I must speak more plainly, yes, I can help you, but if I do, I must also oblige the ones who ask after you. Are you willing to accept this fair and equitable treatment? If anyone comes looking for us, you can tell them whatever you like. As you wish. The 2 individuals of whom you speak did indeed come here. They sought passage across the Ruby Sea. Few ships are willing to make this trip at the moment. Nevertheless, I made several introductions on their behalf. That was the extent of our interaction. I will provide you with the names of the captains if you like. You've been a great help, Mistress Kodakaze. I'll be sure to come back for that wine sometime. We would welcome your custom, miss. We should question these captains as soon as we can. You take the first 3, I'll take the rest. And we'll meet here when we're finished, alright? Good luck. This just opens up the housing district here, and like I said, might as well get this stuff done, because I gotta go this way anyway. Alright guys, before we get into all the speaking to the captains and everything, I think we're going to end this one so it doesn't get too long. And we will pick up on our hunt for Gosetsu and Yugiri when we get back. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Obviously there's a beautiful area, beautiful music, and a lot more awesome Stormblood to come. Alright guys, hope you had enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one.